dun, dun, dun. Another cell bites the dust. A, dun, dun, dun. Cancel your pre-order, you must. Woo, dun, dun, dun. Third party you can't trust. Okay, guys, I'm just kidding. But it does seem possible that another cell has bitten the dry, nutrient deficient, neglected dust. Alright guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball figure recap. Today we have quite a lot of stuff to cover, especially third party. I mean, I think third party this week just went absolutely crazy. Oh yeah guys, if you saw my video where I calculated the value of SH Figuarts figures, I forgot to mention in that video that what I ended up doing was I combined a hair sculpt and a faceplate to equal one head sculpt, right? And for some figures, like their accessories were so small, like Glorio's gun or whatever, that I didn't consider that to be valued at $5. So that's why some of the stuff might not be exactly aligned with what I initially was thinking about. As I said, like, you know, my thoughts about certain things might have changed as I was doing the calculation. So I just want to mention that. I did add a note to the description though. But as usual, we're going to cover the official stuff first. Okay, so we have Instamashi here. The first thing you should know about is this Dragon Ball Pop-Up Tour USA. It says that this will take place in February. Of course, when it was posted, it was last year, 2025, but now it's 2026, so February this year. And they'll be visiting 5 locations across the US. It says Illinois, New Jersey, Florida, Texas, and California. Okay, my prediction for this is that they'll probably reveal a Super Saiyan 4 DAIMA adult Goku. Okay, so that's what I expect from that, but we haven't had any more information from that I've seen online or anything like that. So yeah, next we have, of course, if you saw last week's installment, you would know about this already. And if you follow like Instamashi and stuff, they're making a new Frieza. Whether it will be battle damaged or non-battle damaged, I don't know. I personally would prefer for it to be non-battle damaged, because I would love to have a non-battle damaged new updated Frieza. If it's battle damaged, I mean, it'll be cool, but I feel like it would just be a less versatile figure. Like you could only use it for a much more limited amount of animations or recreations or whatever, you know. So really hope it's not battle damaged. One thing that kind of gives me hope that it's not battle damaged is the fact that the silhouette here doesn't look exactly like the silhouette on the real manga cover. So that might be a hint that it's not battle damaged, but I don't know. You know, I really do hope it's not battle damaged though. But since on the manga cover that it's based on, he is battle damaged, that's a strong possibility. So I don't know, but no update on that yet. And then they posted this at the end of 2025. Let's see, what day was that? It says December 30th. So I think this guy, he works for them, and he's hosting, I think he hosts live streams and stuff, right? I think he was part of the Hunter x Hunter reveal and stuff like that. It says, as 2025 comes to a close, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our global community for an incredible year. Everyone is off on a short break to recharge until January 5th. While there won't be any new announcements during this time, we have a series of new photos of released and upcoming figures to keep you entertained throughout the holiday week. See you in the new year. So I guess you know, until January 5th, they'll have they have some stuff scheduled out to be posted during this time, but no new reveals. So Frieza, for example, I'm personally really looking forward to the Frieza announcement. So hopefully we get that on January 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, so Instamashi is currently on a vacation, I guess. Then I wanted to talk about this briefly. So a while ago, probably back in November, I think, right, I posted about this Vegeta, the new the base form Vegeta prototype they showed, and the Goku prototype they showed. And when I first saw them, the images I saw were posted by Rocco the Great, I believe. So this one right here, right, and this one as well. I guess he reposted it from somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't know if he actually, I don't think he took these himself, right? He didn't go to Japan, right? So these images here really made this head sculpt look really kind of, you know, not great to me, right? But then I recently saw this one posted by EM Hyrule, or M Hyrule, however you say their name, and this looks a lot better. This actually looks pretty solid, actually kind of impressive. This looks Tamashii might have really stepped up their game in with this one, you know. So I don't know. This one looks pretty good, but I'll wait to see it in person, or you know, see somebody review it or something to really give my final thoughts about it. But from this image here, it looks way better than it looked in like these images, you know. So I guess, you know, images really can determine how you feel about a figure. You might see the wrong image, you know. So I don't know, but this looks pretty good. If it really does look like this in the end, I'd have to say, you know, Tamashii, they did a pretty good job with this. They did a pretty good job with this. As you guys know, I'm very critical of Tamashii sculpts and stuff, but when they make a good sculpt, I'm gonna say it's a good sculpt, you know. So this does look pretty dang solid. Kind of making me I don't know, think about it. So I wanted to also mention the recustom. So this is recustom's base form Vegeta, and of course this one looks like, I mean, this looks basically exactly like the manga. Like there's no deviation from the original art style at all, really. It's like really spot on stuff, right? But this also looks pretty dang good, and I mean, it doesn't have the exact same art style. So this case might boil down to a preference of art style and not necessarily a preference of sculpt quality, you know, because this looks really good, of course, just like the manga and stuff. And then this also looks pretty good from what I can see here, but it has a slightly different art style. So I guess we'll have to wait to see how this looks as a final product if they release this, because they've showed base form Vegeta for like years and never released this armored base form Vegeta except the DAIMA version, which is not, of course, the same as DBZ. I actually noticed recently that the DAIMA one has like rounded boots instead of pointed boots, so that's one difference there. And as you'll see, the like golden or yellowish parts of the armor are a bit darker on this one. So yeah, that's, as far as Vegeta, that's where that is. Yeah. And as far as Goku, this image of Goku, also posted by, you know, M Hyrule, looks better than what I saw before, because this is what I saw before, posted by Rocco the Great, right? And this looks really like not the best to me. Even the hair looks like, what is going on there, you know? This one looks better, although there is this bright spot probably hiding that part of the hair. But I mean, I think this looks a bit better than this one does. So once again, the image quality or whatever it is can make a figure look pretty different, right? So this looks really it looks pretty similar to the promotional images, but let's look at the promotional images. So this is the promotional image. I still think this looks better though. I still think that this looks a bit better than this does. You know, this looks a bit less defined, a bit less artistically, how do we say, like of a bit lower artistic quality, I would say. This looks like higher artistic quality, but I really am hoping, and even the hair doesn't have that third thing. Hold on, let me see. Let's look at this one. So right here, his hair has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like spikes on that side. How many does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, this one has 5 spikes over there, and this one has 7. Why? Like, is that, I don't understand why the hair looks like that. I really hope they don't release the hair looking like this, because this looks kind of like a mess. But this is how Goku's hair should look, in my opinion. You know, this looks much better, much sharper. You can tell, like, this one looks better. So I hope that they don't go with this hair, whatever this is going on here, and go with this kind of style hair. This looks much better, and the quality and everything, and the color of the gi as well. In this image looked really light, but in this image it looked slightly closer to the original promotional images, but still a bit lighter. So I hope they make the gi this like saturated orange, because that just looks much better to me. This one looks more like closer to Games Begin, you know, but I prefer base form Goku should have like a bit more like reddish orange kind of a look to him. So yeah. But that's that for the Tamashii Instagram official stuff right now. Then we have Premium Bandai. So for Premium Bandai, of course, you have the Fighter of Rage pre-order. This one closes January 4th. I think today is like, what, January 2nd? So you have like 2 days to decide whether you want to get this or not. I am probably going to skip on this because, I mean, I already have the Legendary Super Saiyan Goku and all that kind of stuff. So I have a blue shirt too, so I don't really necessarily need this. And I do think that for $65, this should look more manga accurate, more anime accurate, more artistically I don't know what the word would be, but just of a higher artistic quality, you know. And of course, you don't have to agree with me that the artistic quality is not as high as it should be. If you like it, that's totally fine, but I'm not going to agree with you, of course. Okay, so let's move on now. That one's $65, by the way. Okay, pre-orders closed January 4th, shipping July 2026. We have Bardock as well, $75. I think this figure looks good. As I've said before, I think it looks good, but not $75 good. Okay, but yeah, if you want this, $75. Scheduled shipping August 2026. The closing date is not yet announced. Then we have the Dodoria and Zarbon. These are $165. These also, you know, they look good, but once again, the price is just too high. You know, the price is just too high in my opinion. So September 2026, if you want them, no closing date is yet revealed for that. So as far as Premium Bandai, official SH Figuarts, that is it for now. All right, now we're going to move on to Amazon. But before we do, just letting you guys know, if you are 18 to 24 or a student, you can get a 6-month free trial of Amazon Prime for young adults. Okay, so I know some of you might not have Prime. You hear me talking about it, free shipping and stuff. Link in the description if you want this trial. Okay, so first we have the DAIMA Adult Goku, $35.99, free shipping from Amazon, being sold directly by Amazon, as you see here. Okay, so I know some people, like, I've heard about people getting scammed on Amazon and stuff. So I'm gonna prioritize showing you stuff that is being sold directly by Amazon. Okay, not like a random store, third-party seller, that kind of stuff. This one used to be on sale, but it's not really on sale anymore. I don't know what that means, whether they got more stock of it or they're low on stock and they've stopped the sales. I don't know what it means. Okay, but if you want it, here it is. Decent price, $36 in my opinion, so that's cool there. Now as for Mini Goku, he is no longer in stock from Amazon. Okay, you have like toys in the box and that kind of stuff, but Amazon directly is not selling this anymore. Their stock is gone. Okay, just letting you know that. As for DAIMA Vegeta, $34.95. Only 3 left in stock, it says, being sold by Amazon. So if you want this DAIMA Vegeta, you've been thinking about it, literally today is the day to get it, because it says 3 left in stock, order soon. Okay, $34.95, very good price in my opinion. The figure has great articulation as far as I know. I like the look of the figure, but I did notice that the boots here are rounded instead of pointed, so that is the difference between the Z version of Vegeta and this version of Vegeta. But it does, you know, pretty much work as a base form Z Vegeta, Super Vegeta, well, Dragon Ball Super Vegeta, whatever. So if you want it, you know, just letting you know that that's an option right there. Okay, but yeah, honestly, great figure from what I know. $34.95, 3 left in stock. Get it today if you want it, because that, I mean, 3, that's probably gonna sell out today. Okay, or tomorrow, sometime soon. Mini Vegeta, so this is also being sold by Amazon.com. It's on sale again, $23.42. I don't have a coupon offer like last week, but yeah, $23 for this I think is a pretty decent price if you want it. It says free delivery Sunday, so 2-day shipping. Cool. Then we have the DAIMA Piccolo adult version, $75, quite high in my opinion. I'd say this is more like a $50 figure than a $75 figure. I don't know whether this will go on sale or not. I've never seen them put this on sale. So if you don't have a Piccolo and you want one, this is probably the most accessible version right now, because the Proud Namekian Piccolo is the other one that I think is like a very solid Piccolo figure. It has the cape and everything, but that one on Amazon is being sold for like $100. You're gonna see that later in the DBZ section. So if you want a Piccolo, this is probably your best option right now. You can of course check other places like Big Bad Toy Store, Toys in the Box, see if they have better prices. Same for Proud Namekian Piccolo, you can check and see if they have better prices elsewhere. But yeah, so if you want them from Amazon though, this is probably your best option for like an adult, you know, Piccolo. Okay, then we have this Mini Piccolo, $47.22, overnight shipping, being sold by Amazon, 21% off. This is still a bit too high in my opinion. This should be more like a, I think like a $34, $35 figure, you know. $47.22 is kind of crazy for this, but I've not heard like bad things about it. I guess people that have it kind of, you know, like this figure and stuff. Just like Vegeta though, it does have the like rounded, can the image stop? Like, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me see. This one here. Yeah, it has those like rounded shoes instead of pointed shoes. So I guess DAIMA has a lot of round shoes for some reason. But yeah, I've not heard bad things about it. Some people really like this figure. If you want it, there it is on Amazon, being sold directly by Amazon.com. Okay. And last we have this Glorio thing, $95.27. I'm not paying that for sure. May 30th, 2026 is the release date for this. And of course, they also have the Supreme Kai and Pansy. I think they're like $75 each, right? Amazon.com right here is selling this. So yeah, if you want this, then here you have your option to get it, but the price is just too crazy for me. I'm not getting that personally. Okay, but yeah, that's it for the DAIMA stuff. As for DBZ, first we have this Shenron being reissued. I think this looks fantastic, honestly. Like, I don't think I have much of an artistic criticism of this. Like, it looks pretty much exactly like Shenron. I don't know how good the shading is on it. I haven't seen it in person. I know sometimes the shading doesn't show up that well on camera, but this looks pretty cool to me. I mean, pretty cool Shenron figure. It's going for, let's see, 120 free shipping. I haven't done the math on this, you know, but I do think 120 for this like big dragon thing sounds kind of reasonable. So I don't think this is the price is a problem or anything. So yeah, being sold by Amazon right here, 120. Then we have Proud Namekian Piccolo. Now this price is an issue, 105.25. I don't know why this price is so high. As I mentioned before, it says this item will be released on August 14th, 2026, sold by Amazon.com. If you can find this cheaper somewhere else, that will be a much better option, because I don't know why this price is like this. Okay, that is just wow, man. Yeah. Then we have this first form Frieza with the pod. I think this is a great figure as well. Let's see, the face sculpts. The face sculpts are pretty good. Like, they probably could be a bit better, but they're still really, like, they're very close to the standard that I like prefer, you know. So these are actually pretty solid face plates and stuff. This figure is a great figure in my opinion, but $98, I don't know why it's so high. You can probably find this cheaper elsewhere. Okay, Boy from the Future Trunks. Now this one I don't think you can find it cheaper elsewhere. I think this one, like, basically everywhere I've seen this one, it goes for like 75, 80, that kind of stuff. So if you want this, like, you almost always have to pay this kind of price for it, which I think is way too high, man. If I was trying to get like this kind of Trunks right now, what I would probably do is get the Tonsen Art Toys reissues, because they're being reissued. You'll see that in the third party section. Tonsen Art Toys is reissuing their, or has already reissued their, like, first version of Trunks with the shorter hair. What I would do is probably get one of those and put like a cloth jacket on it or something to kind of, you know, make this look, because this price is way too high. Or you can get the DF version too. That's going to be hopefully released at some point. We'll get to that in the third party section. But yeah, if you want, you know, you want an official figure, you don't want a third party figure or that kind of stuff, Amazon.com, $78.38, being released on July 14th, 2026. Okay, so if the figure had a different hip style, I would really personally probably like it quite a bit, but I just don't like that hip design at all, as you guys already know. Then we have this Earth's Strongest Man Krillin. To me, this is a fantastic Krillin figure. The likeness is like so spot on. Like, it looks like a really, like, they made a miniature Krillin from the anime, you know. It looks really, really good. Could use more shading, that's for sure, but the face sculpt and stuff, the detail in that regard looks really, really solid to me. Has the sensu beans, the destructo disc. Like, this is a really great Krillin figure overall in my opinion. $65. It is like $10 higher than it used to be. This used to go for like $55, so I don't know whether the increase is just like greed or it is because of tariffs. I don't know, but I think Big Bad Toy Store has this right now for like probably $55, probably the original price. So you could probably see if Big Bad Toy Store has this in stock still. Last I saw, they did for like that price. So that's probably a better option than this, right? Then we have Games Begin Goku, $40, free shipping, in stock right now, not a pre-order anymore. A lot of people like this Goku. You know, I personally think that if it had better face sculpts, didn't have the gaps, different hip design, then I would probably like it quite a bit, you know. But I do have many critiques of this figure, as you guys are aware. Dangerous Pride Vegeta, $38. This will be released on June 29th, 2026, sold by Amazon, as you see here. This one, I like the body a lot. I like the body, and the face sculpts are better, than I think the previous Super Saiyan Vegeta we had, but I still do think they should be more anime accurate. Okay, like recustom as I've shown before. To me, that is really what these face sculpts should be, right? So if I get this, I mean, and there's a very strong chance I'll be getting this myself. Theoretically, when I get this, I want to put the recustom head sculpt on it just to really make it look like super spot on to the manga, right? Then we have the current 2.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta, $35, free delivery, sold by Amazon. I have this one, pretty solid Vegeta figure. Same thing with the other one though. I would change the head sculpt out personally, but if you want only official stuff, then this is currently the best Super Saiyan Vegeta you have available to you, and the price is good, you know, $35. Then we have Kind-Hearted Saiyan Goku. This will be released on July 30th, 2026, being sold by Amazon, and I think these face sculpts actually look pretty good. I think these are probably the best base form Goku head sculpts that are like post Saiyan Saga that they've done so far. Let's see, the smiling one. I think the smiling one could use a bit of work. Like, it looks pretty good, but it still looks slightly off. But the neutral one, like this right here, that looks really cool. You know, so as I said before, I really hope that the final product looks like this or better. This or better. Like, that is what I want. If it doesn't look as good as this, I might skip on it, because I'm kind of thinking about getting this just for the head sculpts, you know. But yeah, $38, good price, July 30th. So like about basically, what was that, 7 months you had to wait to get it. Then Saiyan Raised on Earth. This is of course currently, as far as I'm aware, this is currently the go-to base form Goku. I have like 2 of these, although one of them I used the legs and stuff to like make a kit bash of like Yardrat Goku. And someone actually mentioned that you can use the Kaioken Goku legs because they're red, and then like basically remove the boots from this guy, like pull the glue apart, and then put these boots on the Kaioken legs to make like red pants, like how Goku really had with the Yardrat thing. So I might revisit that custom in the future and try that like Kaioken pants thing. That is actually a very good idea. I didn't even think of that. So yeah, sold by Amazon.com, $36.16. Pretty good price for this figure. I don't think it looks like, you know some like older figures are very outdated, they look trash today and stuff. This one to me still holds up. Like, the face sculpts aren't like super like breathtaking, but I think they, you know, they work, you know. And this smiling, I think this smiling faceplate here, this I gotta look at the 1.0 again, but I think this and the 1.0 really have good smiling Goku face sculpts, and it seems like a lot of people have a tough time capturing smiling Goku. I think even Tonsen Art Toys, like the bicycle Goku, I don't think the bicycle Goku smiling face sculpt looks like perfect, you know. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they have such a tough time capturing that. Even the SDCC 2024 Goku and Gohan, like the smiling face sculpt on that does not look good to me, you know. So I don't know why. I think this looks better actually than the SDCC one. So yeah. Then finally we have Imperfect Cell, and no pun intended, but this figure to me does look perfect. As I said, when Tamashii does a good job, I'm gonna say they did a good job in my view, right? To me, this cell looks perfect. This really does look perfect. Okay, this looks like exactly like Cell from the anime. I have this one on the way from Hobby Model Store. I found it on there for like basically $60, including the shipping and taxes. So quite a bit lower than this. You can check there if you're like comfortable buying from there. I know some people only want to buy from like, you know, what they would call reputable sources like Amazon or you know, Walmart and that kind of stuff. So if you want it from Amazon, $78.38, free shipping, overnight shipping as well, at least in my location, well, at least in Los Angeles. As for Dragon Ball Super, they have the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Unwavering Saiyan Pride, $34.99, sold by Amazon, free delivery Monday, January 12th. It says this is a good Vegeta figure, to me, you know, at least. I like the head sculpts. They have a very nice artistic look to them compared to other head sculpts I've seen before, like, you know, from Bandai. So these are pretty solid in my view. And I would wait though, like personally, I thought about getting this many times, but now that they've showed the like Dangerous Pride Vegeta, the DAIMA Vegeta, I'm probably gonna wait and see if they make an updated Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. That would probably be what I would want personally. But because I already have the like Kong head sculpt, so, but if you want a Blue Vegeta, you don't have one right now, you don't want to wait until that future thing that might not be guaranteed, then you can get this right now. Then we have Broly Full Power being reissued, $100, way too high, right? But you know, I do need this for, I want to animate the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, like basically all the fights from that movie. So I'm gonna need this to do that. You know, if some third party makes one at some point for a better price, more accessories or whatever, I might consider getting that instead. But third party stuff right now, they seem to be really focused on like Z Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Super Saiyan 5 Broly, every Broly except this Broly, basically, you know. But yeah, being sold by Amazon, will be released on April 30th, 2026. I think this is a pretty solid figure. The sculpt quality on the face sculpts are like very close to what I think they should be, so I'm not like, you know, super critical of how this one looks. I think this is like very close to perfection, you know. Then we have this new Red Goku being released on September 15th, 2026. This is a pre-order, of course, $38, very good price. Yeah, I mean, the face sculpts look pretty good. The body has that slender aesthetic. I think the body of this is visually superior to the 2.0 because the 2.0 didn't really look that slender, you know, and I think this more captures the like slender look this form should have. So yeah, there we go with that. There's also a new blue Goku being released October 14th. So this one is September 15th. This one's October 14th, right? And the face sculpts on this look pretty good as well. Hopefully the final product looks like this and it doesn't, like, you know, lose quality, as might be the case with the kind-hearted Saiyan Goku. And finally, we have Dragon Ball GT. The only GT figure being sold by Amazon is this Kid Goku right here. That Vegeta is being sold by like a third party, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, sold by Anime and Games, not by Amazon. Okay, so yeah, if you want GT Kid Goku, he's available as well. $48.54, free shipping. All right, now we move on to the stuff that I'm personally usually more excited for. That is third-party figures, okay? So first of all, there's the new like DF Trunks being made, hopefully being made, okay? And they actually even have a full physical product here, so I'm guessing this really will be released, okay? And it's basically Trunks in the vest, you know, from like the DBZ intro, the Z Fighter stance and stuff when he goes back to the future. And I will say that I actually prefer the upper body of this. You know how I feel about those hips, but I prefer the upper body of this for that version of Trunks, like in the Z Fighter pose or whatever, because he's not as jacked. You know, the Tonsen Trunks is really jacked, which to me looks more like the Broly movie or the Bojack movie, because in those movies he was really jacked, right? But when he was like this with the shorter hair, he wasn't really drawn that jacked, okay? So I think this looks pretty cool. Strong chance I'll get this. $66.54, sold by Kang, and I'm only going to show you stores that I have personally used, okay, after the whole tariff thing started. So Kang here has this $66.54, and as far as the release date, I don't know, okay? I don't think there's any confirmed release date yet, because with third-party stuff, I mean, you can't rely on what they say as like, oh, shipping this quarter, like as like definitive stuff, okay? But if you want this pre-order here, you get, I have an offer here, $7 off, which is kind of cool. That'd bring it even lower down. So yeah, this is looking cool. I wish it had a different hip style. I wish they used the like Tonsen Art Toys hip style, but apart from that, you know, I like it. I will say though, I wish the base form had more face sculpts. It only has 2, which is kind of strange. And the original, like the actual Boy from the Future Trunks, only has 1 face sculpt. So it's not like you get a bunch of them if you have that and this, you know, but they have 3 Super Saiyan, so just 1 more, I guess. But yeah, the hand thing is cool. I don't really need accessories like that, you know, because if I'm animating something, I can just like Photoshop that or whatever, you know. So yeah, all right, let's move on now to the next thing. The DF Vegito. No physical product for this yet. Very strong chance I will get this because it has so many accessories. You got the Super Saiyan 2 head sculpts, base form 2 head sculpts, Super Saiyan Blue 2 head sculpts. You got the crossed arms, you got this effect piece, that effect piece, bunch of hands holding Boo's antenna. Like, you get like stacked. This might be the most a Dragon Ball figure's ever had in terms of accessories, okay? But Treasure Toys has this $71.99. Kang has it for $71.53, so just slightly cheaper, not much difference there. And then the DF Goku and Gohan set, strong chance I'll get this as well. I really like that they added the like the angry Gohan faceplates and stuff, and they are actually giving you 2 Gohan bodies. I think Bandai had like 1 body that you had to like change the parts out. So this is cool that you have 2 bodies here. Yeah, very strong chance I'll be getting this personally. When it's supposed to ship, I don't know. I'm guessing I've actually, you know what? This was supposed to ship around Christmas, right? I believe so. And Christmas is long gone now, you know, a few days or whatever, or like a week. Isn't Christmas like a week ago? So hasn't shipped yet. I don't know when it will be shipped, but I'm guessing first quarter of this year is when this will be shipped. But yeah, so this looks pretty good to me. As I said, the smiling face sculpt for Goku, and this is not like necessarily DF's fault. This is how the original looks. The smiling face sculpt for Goku to me really should be better. I don't really like how this looks kind of weird, man. As I said, I don't know why, like even third-party stuff like Bandai and third-party stuff, they all seem to struggle at capturing like smiling happy Goku. So weird, so weird. Kang has it for $68.20 compared to Treasure Toys $67.74, so Treasure Toys is slightly cheaper here. The DF Gogeta, the blue with the Super Saiyan windswept hair sculpt, $61.38 by Treasure Toys. This one, the bonus by itself is sold out, but this includes the bonus, which is these 2 little things here. If you want those, they're selling the figure with the bonus for $61.38, and according to this, you can get $7 off. At least I can. Which will make it even way, you know, much cheaper. Let's see here, Kang. This is from Kang. They have the same Gogeta. I don't know if they're including the bonus parts or not, but they have it for $63.88, so slightly more expensive than Treasure Toys. Then we have the DF Bojack movie Trunks. This one is a pretty decent figure. You want me at the hips, but I would say the Tonsen Art Toys version of this, I think, is more accurate to that movie, because in that movie he looked really jacked, and this figure has a similar body size to like the boy from the future, you know, so it's a bit more slender. So if you want a more accurate one, the Tonsen one is better in my opinion as far as the size goes, but the Tonsen one is super expensive now. It's not like in stock from like, you know, how do you say, like original retailers now. It's kind of being, well, I guess it's being scalped basically, like it's like $150 and that kind of stuff, so it's not like its original price anymore, you know. But Treasure Toys has this $52.39. You can get a discount here according to, well, my offer, like $7 off right here. And then we have the same Trunks from Kang, $53.23, slightly more expensive than Treasure Toys. Then we have the DF Fighter of Rage Fury Fighter of Rage is the official one. Fury Awakening Goku. This of course does not compare to the Fighter of Rage. I mean, the Fighter of Rage definitely mollywops this, but if you want, like, you know, this form of Goku right now, you don't want to wait for the official release, then this is currently available. Basically $60, get $7 off right there, Treasure Toys. Then we have my personal favorite, like Buu Saga, Cell Saga Goku body right now, which is the Marcel's Forever Return from Beyond. Treasure Toys has this $56.16. And then finally the DF Blue Vegito. This one is now sold out, so Treasure Toys does not have this anymore. Yeah, so now if you wanted to get this from here, that time has passed and you gotta wait probably for this one, which I do think is a better figure anyways. It should be, at least, you know. So it doesn't have the Ori effect piece though. That's one main difference, and this is a 2.0 versus this one being, you know, like 3.0 or whatever 0.0 you want to call it. Next we have Tonsen. So for Tonsen, Treasure Toys has the Super Saiyan version, the Fusion Reborn version, $78.06, and this also has a listing, well, has listings for these little vests. And honestly, man, I really would like to try these or get 2 of these, but $27.36 is just a bit high for me to spend on a little vest, man, you know. So I don't know, but I think I've seen images of the vests on the figures, but not on this listing, and they looked fine. They looked slight, or is that them? No, that's not them. I don't know, the vests themselves look good, but I feel like the fit is like, it's not a perfect fit for me. But I would still probably prefer having that to having like this plastic stuff here. So I don't know. I'll think about this. If I can get a better deal at some point, I might think about getting these, but yeah, I don't know. But if you want the Super Saiyan Tonsen Gogeta, excellent figure in my opinion. It does have hip flaps, but for some reason, I don't know why. Tonsen's one doesn't bother me as much. I feel like they executed it better or something. There's something about it, I don't know. But yeah, Super Saiyan 1, the blue one is sold out. I don't think you can find that probably anywhere for its original price now. That was the more popular version. Treasure Toys has a second listing, $78.67, so slightly more expensive. Don't know why. And then Kang posted saying that this Trunks will be shipped next week, and they posted this like 6 days ago, and they posted on their story saying that it's in stock. Okay, so this Trunks is currently in stock, being sold by Kang. Let's see right here. Yeah, so if you want this, I would recommend getting these as soon as possible, because as I said in the post I made, once these sell out again, and I mean the B version is not as popular, but this version, once this sells out again, you know, prices are going to be astronomical. And according to this, you get $9 off, would bring that down to like what, like, let's see, $80. My math is horrible on the fly. Hold on. 91, that'll be $82. Yeah, bring it down to about 82, which is not really much more than or probably that's basically what you would usually pay for this anyways. And free shipping, sold by Kang. As I said, if you want this Trunks, you missed out on the first time, this is really a great opportunity. I would grab that as soon as possible. I have the Bojack version, so I don't want this personally because the body's the same except the watch on the wrist. And if I want to make like this version of Trunks, I'll probably just get this and put those head sculpts on the Bojack body that I have, you know. So yeah, cool Trunks. Moving on now. This is the listing for it right here. Oh, they have two listings? Oh, this is Treasure Toys. Yeah, so Treasure Toys has it for $80.81, version A, and Kang has it $91.83. That's quite a difference, actually. Wow. So Treasure Toys has a much better price, because when you get $9 off, you're gonna bring that down to like $71. But I haven't seen Treasure Toys say that this is in stock from them or anything. Only Kang has said like, we have this right now. Okay. Then we have the Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, $80.68 from Kang, free shipping. Solid looking figure in my opinion. Somewhat divisive, controversial figure, but yeah, if you want this, $80.68 from Kang right here. Treasure Toys has it for $80.14, so that is a bit cheaper than Kang. All right, as far as LS Studio, Kang posted this 6 days ago saying LS Studio Model B of Mora, I guess it's Moro's sister, Mora, will be shipped, I guess, Moro, will be shipped next week. AliExpress purchase link here. And I mean, this looks pretty good to me though. Yeah, I mean, I know what people are saying with like the face sculpts don't look quite the same or quite as good as the version A did. But I also heard someone say that this is how he looked in the manga, you know, so I don't know. I do prefer the version A. Might not get it because I don't have an immediate use for it, although I do think it's a very, you know, very nice looking figure. And of course, link here for this if you want. I think the price has gone up from previous weeks, and as I mentioned before, even these like, you know, AliExpress stores or whatever, you know, they do the whole raising the price scalping thing too, right? If it's popular, they're like, oh, raise the price, you know, that kind of stuff. So but Treasure Toys has this $83.03, $9 off according to this offer I have here. That's the version A. As for version B, same price. So I think this price is higher than before. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. Now we have Kang posting like the Kong Brolys. I believe the like Super Saiyan 4 and 5 versions. So this, and this. They said Broly, this will be good. This will be delivered next week. And this is the link here. This is 1 day ago they posted this. So I'm assuming these will be like, you know, I don't know if they'll be delivered to them next week or if they'll deliver it to you next week, okay? But this is what Kang posted. And I will say, I think Kong, especially with the Super Saiyan 5 and this version here, is this called like Dark Broly or something? These two right here look absolutely incredible. Like, and as you guys know, if you followed for some time, I don't buy Kong figures. I got a head sculpt, but that's it, because I know about the whole peg breaking thing and stuff like that. But I will say, like, these look, let me show you another image here. Like this looks absolutely like incredible. Like, and I don't even like Kong stuff or buy Kong stuff, but this looks really good. Like this looks pretty much, I think if it had a bit more shading, right? If it had a bit more shading, this pretty much looks like what I think Figuarts should be, right? Like that super, like just amazing looking detail. Like it looks almost like a statue with joints. It really does almost capture that kind of quality to me. So this is actually very cool. And here we see it with the energy effect going on there. Like, and this one looks really incredible. Like this looks really good. And I don't even care about like Dragon Ball Heroes or whatever, but this is next level work, I'd say. This is like next level work. Like this could easily be a statue. Like that is how good this looks. So this looks really, really good. Okay. And it says, Courier News posted this saying, Warrior Unleashed setting to release in early January, according to the Mythos letter in the Chinese chat. For pre-order links, please check our story and newsroom featuring us and Burst CG for direct updates, pre-order links, etc. Okay, but the prices are astronomical. Like this is, man, wow, dude, man, I'm telling you, man. Oh, these prices are crazy, dude. This is crazy. This is sold by Kang, 166.18. 166.18, man. That makes ZT toys look like a Dragon Stars, dude. Like, wow, that's crazy. Like if you buy these Brolys, you have to immediately check into a homeless shelter. Like you immediately have to check in. Just you know, tell your landlord you're gone and just you have the Broly, but you've got to lose your house. Like this is crazy stuff, man. I don't know. It's unfortunate, as I said. Like I think all of this stuff, man, all these ridiculous prices are because we have no official competition to Bandai. Okay, so Bandai, you know, has a monopoly, charge whatever insane garbage they want. These companies do the same thing because, I mean, they're basically like, you know, they're secondary to Bandai. You know, some of them do compete with Bandai in a sense. Like DF usually has pretty good prices. Even Tonsen, of course, has better prices than Bandai based on the accessories and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. And I mean, like, as far as the homeless shelter thing, like, I actually did stay at a homeless shelter, like, I think 5 years ago. I think it was 2021. And it wasn't the worst thing ever, you know? Like, I think the worst part for me was worrying about your stuff being stolen. Because, like, you have to always keep your stuff on you. You have to, like, shower with your bag on. Like, that's kind of crazy, but it wasn't the worst thing. But yeah, I mean, these figures, like, they look well, at least the Super Saiyan 5 one and the Dark Broly one. I don't know which one is which, honestly. I couldn't tell you. I guess this one is, it says dark face version, so I guess that's it. These two specifically look really incredible, but 174, dude, like, you will not catch me buying that for that price, okay? But if you want these, I mean, you know, they look really, I will say that, you know, the price is crazy, price is insane, but the figures do look good. I have to say that, you know, if you want them, link in the description, okay? And then I think this is this is the regular, like, Broly, the Super Saiyan. I think the Super Saiyan 3 is included here. Yeah, so this is like the Super Saiyan, or like Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and the Super Saiyan 3, 150, also a crazy price. Sold by Kang. Link in the description if you want these. GM Studio. So this is a bootleg of the Kong Broly, right? So it's literally a bootleg of a bootleg. This one says GM Studio products. GM Broly has been shipped and will be shipped immediately after the order is placed. So this is like in stock from Kang if you want this. 8401. Man, yeah, not for a bootleg of a bootleg, man. You know, I'm not gonna be purchasing this, of course. And I already have the DF Broly, so I don't need another Broly. But even if I didn't have a Broly already, like, that's just, I don't know, that's just crazy. Like, I'd rather buy the ZT Broly for like 130 or 120 or whatever than buy this. Not because necessarily the Z2 better quality. I don't know the quality, right? I haven't seen a review of these yet, but just as kind of like a statement to be like, you can't make a bootleg of a bootleg and then ask me for $84, right? You can't do that. If ZT, at least that is an original mold, right? They actually made that mold. They took the time to sculpt that Broly or whatever, okay? So I would rather buy that, okay, than buy this, because this just copies another third-party Broly. It bootlegs it, and you still want $84. Like, it's the principle for me. It's not even necessarily the quality, it's the principle. You're not going to give me a bootleg of a bootleg for $84, okay? The principle here is no, okay? Not happening for me. As for Black Hole Toys, we have this Albus pack thing like Omni Goku. No update on this. I do think it looks pretty cool. I just hope they remove this, you know, this face sculpt here or change that or something. Then on AliExpress, Treasure Toys has their Majin Vegeta. Some of them at least. They have this one, the normal blue version, and the battle damage blue version, and the normal black version in stock. You know, if Black Hole Toys does actually dissolve and doesn't exist anymore, then I could see these skyrocketing in price. And I think these are pretty good Vegeta figures. You know, I would say this one is like my favorite Majin Vegeta. I mean, it's the best one I've seen on the market right now. Better than the official, that's for sure. And this one too. Like, they're better than the official figures, you know. Then we have Kang also selling Majin Vegeta. The price depends on what version you want, so you can compare. That is, oh, that's a double. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can compare and see which one is a better deal if you want one of these or multiple of them. Then we have their Super Saiyan 4 Goku figures. I've heard the QC on these isn't great, so I actually do have the the DF version, so I don't need this. And this one's from, like, I think Dragon Ball Heroes, so I'm not really into Dragon Ball Heroes like that. But if you want it, you know, it's still here. $48.35, you know, pretty good price. As for ZT Studio Broly, ZT Studio in general, the Broly price has been increased by Kang to $161. Okay, so that is another homeless shelter situation right there. Then we have this Broly, like this was shown like probably like 2 weeks ago or something, and ZT Studio actually said that this is AI. So this is not the real figure. I thought it was the real figure. It would look awesome if it was the real figure, but apparently it's AI. So they said, announcement, this picture is just a picture made by the player with AI, not the final physical map. So I don't know who the player is. I don't know what they mean by the player. That could be a translation or, like, you know, kind of language barrier issue there. I don't know who the player is, okay? But I guess they might mean, like, I don't know, like a collector or something. So they showed the, like, full array of accessories for their Super Saiyan 4 Broly figures and the Super Saiyan 5. This is the version A of the Super Saiyan 4 right here. And it says no increase in price for additional quantities. ZT-04 series add a chest hugger and a special effect piece. The total price remains the same, but for how long? Okay, will it remain the same? Like, I mean, Kang, the ZT Broly is now 160, so how long will it remain the same? You know what I mean? You can't, I wouldn't recommend, like, I personally would not recommend ZT Studio to make these kinds of statements about the price of the figure when, like, we know that Kang increases the price. Treasure Toys probably does the same thing. Like, you know, ZT's saying no price increase, but that doesn't mean Kang's not going to increase the price unless ZT Studio's like, you must not increase the price or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, we know, like, these companies increase the prices, like, all the time. So yeah, it says, but this is a rendered image and the physical product shall prevail in all cases. So yeah, let's see. I will say, I mean, the AI, the AI one does look better, but I mean, this is like a rough prototype, I guess. I mean, yeah, so are the proportions any different? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. They might be very similar. We'll have to see how it looks in the final product. But I mean, the Legendary Super Saiyan 1 does look very good. And this is the, like, version B of the Super Saiyan 4. Battle damage right here. So you see right there, normal battle damage. And then this one is, I believe this is called Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 from, like, Dragon Ball Heroes. I've never watched that, so I don't know all the details about that, but it has, like, red hair, like how Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does. And then this is the battle damage version, right? And then for Super Saiyan 5, they showed this. It says Super Saiyan 5 Broly will meet you in May. So I guess May is the planned release date for this. This looks very cool. Will these compete with Kong's Super Saiyan 4? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And this is the version B, which is battle damage. So normal, battle damage. I don't think I've seen pre-order links for these yet, but if I do find out about them, I'll let you all know. Then we have MP Model. They're making, of course, this Vegito, which I think is probably going to be the best looking Vegito in, like, the history of Dragon Ball figures. I mean, it does look excellent when you see it, like, at least you saw like a gray, like probably a 3D printed model or something. But yeah, I mean, the price though is kind of high compared to like DF. I mean, this does have a good set of accessories though, to be fair. I mean, you have this keyblade, this other keyblade. I mean, you have this effect piece here, you have this one, these arms. Like, I mean, this does have a good amount of accessories, but DF is just completely stacked, you know. So as for NT, which used to be called ENC or EC, I guess, you know, I believe they're the same company. Their future Gohan, these renders look really, really great, but the product in AliExpress does not look like that. So I don't know whether the final product will look like these or like this. If it looks like this, then I'll probably want to get them. But if they look like this, then I might probably pass. Okay, so I don't know the story regarding why there are these different renders and stuff, but if you want to pre-order this, link in the description. Okay, and there are 4 versions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, at least listed here. Then we have this is the Super Saiyan Goku I was mentioning before. I do now have a pre-order link from Kang, 51.57 free shipping. I think that's a pretty good price considering what you get with this. You know, you get the windswept hair, regular hair, 4 different face sculpts, the hands, these lightning effects, and I honestly I like the damage effects they added to it, the red detail, and the colors. I prefer these colors to the legendary Super Saiyan colors. They're more saturated, a more vibrant orange and stuff, the brighter yellow. Like, I really prefer these colors. I've thought about getting this many times. I'm not sure if I'll get it or not, but I think it does look pretty good in the like body department and stuff. As far as the face sculpts, I'm not a huge fan of the face sculpts. If I were to get it, I'd probably think about changing the face sculpts out with some other Goku or something. But yeah, apart from that, I think it's a pretty solid looking figure, and I really love the color scheme. As for HM Air Studio, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Kang says it will be shipped this week, and they said that 3 days ago. So I don't know why this image is not loading, or these images, but let me show you some other stuff here. This is from Rule, right? This is a pretty good looking image right here. I mean, I like them. They look, I mean, they put Bandai to shame for sure, but I feel like something's lacking for me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Could be the lack of shading, possibly. Probably the lack of shading. Like, the face sculpt just looks so plain, you know? But I mean, the body is plain, so if they wanted to match the body, they have to make it plain, you know? So I just wish this had more shading, man. Like, this thing would really, it would pop so much more. It would have so much more life to it if it had like good shading. The hair had a little bit of shading, not too much shading in the hair. So I like the paler yellow look, but just like the figure, just needs some shading, man, you know? Same here. Looks good, of course, but just looks so plain, you know? Yeah. I think the lack of shading is really kind of like making this not as good as it really could be, but they can't really shade it because the body's not shaded, so it wouldn't match the body, you know? And here, another image from Kang. And here's a comparison from Rule between the Recustom and the Air HM. You know, they both look pretty good. I think the Air has better features though, like has sharper features, you know? So I think the Air looks a bit better in this case, at least in this image here. But this is a higher quality image than this is. And I think they also showed a video. Yeah, there's a video here showing the Recustom one, and it looks good. I just think that the Air one has like that sharper jawline. If you notice, like right here, the Air one has a bit of a sharper jawline, which looks more accurate to me. More you know, source material accurate, if you look right here. So yeah, I think I prefer the Air Studio one in this case. I just wish it had that shading. And this is, of course, I guess the Recustom. I don't know why it's not called Recustom on here, but the Omnime store product that I showed a while ago called Voltorb Studio, the one with like tons of eyes off to the side, like that is apparently Recustom. So yeah, I mean, if it had less eyes looking to the side, I might have wanted it, because it has Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan, and Windswept Super Saiyan 2 in like one set, which is great value. But you got like 1, 2, 3, 4 face sculpts looking out to the side. That is just way too much for me, man. Just kills the whole thing for me. Just really kills it for me, you know? The video I showed you here. So if you want to pre-order this, Let's see, this is Treasure Toys for 50, 60 for this one. The price does differ depending on what version you want. It says $4, oh, $7 off right there. So that would be a decent price, I guess. If you want this, of course, link in the description. And from Kang, this version has sold out. So if you want these and you're thinking about it, I would not recommend waiting much longer, because once these are gone, they're gone. If you can get these like as soon as possible, would probably be better, because once these are gone, scalpers, you know, they're gonna go crazy. The price is gonna go astronomical probably on these things. So they look pretty good. I just wish they had shading. I do have these pre-ordered from 5K Toys. I haven't heard anything about a second payment yet, so guess I'll have to see regarding that. Then from VITOFORGE, Kang posted this one day ago saying VF Studio, the first product, Black Wukong, will be released soon. And they actually posted on their Instagram story saying it'll be released in early February. So not far from now, basically a month from now. And here we see the pre-orders on AliExpress. This is Treasure Toys. They have this version B, $62.19, version A, same price. And then this one with the Nut 01A accessory set and 01B. Now I still don't know whether this one is just a headless figure, because that'd be kind of like trash to me. Like a headless figure, like I'm paying $62 for this thing and I can't get a head sculpt with it, you know, that's kind of like, I don't like that. So if this really doesn't include a head sculpt, I might just not buy this product at all. So yeah, so Treasure Toy $62.19, and then this is from Kang, $59.89, so slightly cheaper than Treasure Toys, but not like a drastic difference, you know. We also have what I believe are probably final product images of the TK Broly head sculpts and the arms, you know, crossed arms, the hands and stuff for the like DF or SHF body, and of course they look very good, you know. As far as the release date, I'm not sure, but I guess if they're this far along, probably in like 1 to 2 months, right? And they look good, but I'm very disappointed that both of the head sculpts are shiny. Like that honestly really disappoints me. I'm like, why would you do that, man? Why would you make all the options shiny? And it's not even like the yellow's shiny and the green isn't shiny. This is shiny too. Why are they all shiny, man? That honestly really upsets me. So I don't know, man. It really kills this release for me. I might think about getting it. If I do get it, I'll probably have to like spray it with a matte coat or something, but then I'd have to also spray the sideburns, try to spray the eyebrows, or paint the eyebrows with Mod Podge or something. I don't know, man. That really disappoints me a lot, to be completely honest with you. It really genuinely upsets me a lot. The green one right here. Then this is what it looks like on the body. I think I've said this before. I don't mind the original Broly body. I think it's fine. I know a lot of people really like hate it, but I mean, this does make the figure overall look better. You know, I just wish like you had a shiny option and a matte option, man. That's what DKO did. You know, DKO had a shiny option and a matte option. Even the Air HM Gohan, you know, shiny and matte. That's what you should do. That should be the standard, right? Shiny and matte, because there are people who like the shiny, people who like the matte, and I think most people probably like the matte, from what I can tell. So why not make a matte option? That's just crazy to me, man. Really upset about that. Very, very upset. Because I was thinking about getting these. I was really looking forward to it as I thought about it more. But then when I saw these images, I was like, dude, seriously? Why is everything shiny, man? Why? Why? Oh, man. But yeah, if you want to pre-order this, Treasure Toys has them here. $46.44 for the yellow version. Same price for the green version. Release date, I'm not sure. Then Kang has them $53.23 and $53.23, same price for both versions, but Treasure Toys is quite a bit cheaper. Yeah. Then as far as ZL Studio goes, with like the base form Broly, the blue-haired Broly, that kind of stuff, we recently got some updated like progress images of it, and I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. The prices I saw on AliExpress were pretty crazy though, so I don't know. It might be a situation where I'm like, okay, I want the thing so much that I might pay a crazy price for it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But this is looking good so far. The images are really low quality though. I don't know why they're like from 1987 or something. It's really horrible quality. Like this is even, the quality is so bad that you probably have to purposefully edit them to look that bad. Like there's no one with a cell phone like that in 2026. I'd have to see that person to believe it, honestly. Like that is horrible quality, unless you have like one of those, you know, phones that's like not a smartphone, I guess, but that is just crazy low quality right there. And then this is some of the posability. Looks very, very good. And is that like the torso facing forward, but then the legs are, I don't know if that's the front, right? So why are the legs like this? They're saying the knees can bend forward, or is it like just twisted back? I guess it's twisted back. And then finally we have this image right here. I guess this is to show the like size or height comparison between this and, is that Games Begin Goku? I think that's what that is. So it's a pretty tall Broly, right? Next we have Red Leaf Studio, and they pretty much exclusively communicate through this Zealous Zenkai person on Instagram, as far as I'm aware. So they posted recently this, like, you know, a bunch of Broly head sculpts. This is the red version, and it says pre-orders open sometime next month. And they posted this on December 29th, so they mean like January. The pink version here, same thing. And then the green version right here, okay? Now for these, as I mentioned before, and I said as well, I'm not trying to be like, you know, harsh or like unkind or anything. I'm just trying to give constructive feedback, right? Like constructive, or, you know, ways to help improve the product. So for this, as far as I can tell, and someone mentioned this on Reddit, it's based on this, right? It looks very similar to this, I would say, right? I think most people would agree it kind of resembles this. What I would do for this to like make this look more, you know, accurate to the manga here, I would first of all flatten the chin right there. So if you notice the shape of the face here, the chin is actually flat at the bottom, whereas with this one it has this like pointy chin, right? And the original SH Figuarts actually does have a pointy chin like that, so it does resemble that, okay? And if you look, well, this one you can't really see the chin, but I assume it's the same thing. So the chin on the SHF version of like Super Saiyan Broly does have the pointy chin, but in the manga here, he has a flat chin, okay? So if you want it to be accurate to the manga, then you would have to flatten the chin there. And I'd also say the eyes look slightly too big to me, so I'd reduce the size of the eyes and also the angle of the eyes. So the eyes look like the angle's going like this, right? In the manga, the angle's not that sharp, right? So you'd probably want to like reduce that curve or reduce that angle a bit to make it look more like how these eyes look here. And something I'd recommend too is like the art style, like the art style of the manga right here is kind of different to what we are used to seeing a Super Saiyan Broly, because usually his eyes are whited out and this just looks kind of different. The art style doesn't look exactly the same to me. So what I would do personally if I was making this is whenever they show the head sculpts, well, then again, I guess there's a whole, you know, copyright stuff, right? But essentially though, you do want to convey the message that this is meant to represent the manga Broly, like this specific panel, if that's what you're going for, so that people who see it will say like, oh, it looks like that, it looks like the manga, like this panel right here, and so they'd recognize what you're aiming for instead of seeing it and being like, what is this? Like, this looks nothing like Broly, but it actually does kind of resemble this right here, okay? So that is what I would do. I just try to convey that message more, that it's really going for this kind of art style, if that is what you're trying to accomplish here, okay? And let's see, they also said all three versions of Unrelenting Monster custom head kits by Red Leaf Studio was pushed back for proper functionality testing and design due to bigger hair sculpt. Interdimensional gesture will be revealed, which is Janemba. We'll see that now. So this is the Janemba. This was revealed 2 days ago. It says December 30th, 2025. And I will say, like, personally, I actually really like the look of this, apart from a few minor changes I would make to this. But this is the first image of this. I like the aesthetic. Like, I like the aesthetic of it personally, okay? It says Interdimensional Jester version A by Red Leaf Studios, first full look. Much more accessories, and version B will be revealed next month, according to the studio. Pre-orders will likely open between end of Q1 to beginning of Q2 next year. This time frame is subject to change, and as you will find out, this is actually, I believe this is a delayed project now, so those dates might really have changed already, okay? But yeah, the next image was this, which is just a straight, you know, front facing image, right? And so I saw someone comment about, as I was saying before, the drop down hips. So I agree that I think drop down hips really would help this a lot, because like the hips right here, you see how it's very, very narrow like that, right? And then the real Janemba looks like this, you know? So as I said before, I think you really want to have this, you know, come out to the proper, like, you know, width that it should be, his torso and everything, to make it look like this. Like basically what I would recommend if I was like 3D modeling this or trying to make a 3D model of this or something, like if possible, you could probably just import like an image of Janemba or the render of Janemba or whatever, and just use it as a reference and like try to just imitate this, because that's really what you're going for, right? You're trying to make this. So just like as you're sculpting and as you're modeling it, look at this as a reference, right? And so yeah, increase the width of the torso right here and the waist to get it looking more like how Janemba looks here, like the Dragon Ball Fighters. I think this is Dragon Ball Fighters art, right? And if you have drop down hips, then the legs could go down and then out to the side, so that this being out here wouldn't affect him being able to kick out to the side. Okay. And someone else mentioned like I think the person that commented also mentioned like the shins right here. So like how these, like at least this one at least, kind of like disappears when it gets to this part of his leg, whereas like on here it goes like all the way around. So that, yeah, I could see that as being a thing. And something else I would change, that I would add to that, is I would make his stature a bit taller. His proportions look a little like stout. He looks a bit like shrunken, if you get what I mean. So you probably want to make his legs a bit longer or his torso a bit longer. Something about his proportions seems slightly off. So perhaps his legs need to be extended or his torso needs to be longer. I'm not sure, but the proportions don't look exactly the same as this one. You see, this Janemba looks a bit more like tall and imposing, whereas this one looks a little like shrunken and small. So I think you really want to like extend the height of him or something like that as well. But apart from that, if they do make changes like that and make it really, you know, look more like this, I do like the aesthetic. Like the face sculpt, I actually think the face sculpt is pretty good. Like that is actually, I mean, it looks like Janemba to me, you know. I think it looks pretty good. I guess you could say like his face right here is really small compared to his, like the top of his head here, whereas this one isn't like that small. But I guess it depends on art style preference. I don't know. I don't know if the movie Janemba quite looked like that. Yeah, I don't know. And also I'd say too, another thing I just noticed is that his horns are a bit longer on this, whereas on this they're not as long, not as stretched out, if you see right there. And they're not as slender either, I don't think. Yeah, or it could depend on the angle, I don't know. But yeah, if they update this and stuff, make some changes, make it look more similar to like Janemba's actual like character model, character design, then I probably want this, depending on the price, you know. So then they posted this saying, oh yeah, like you see here, even the art style depends on what you're looking at, because this Janemba right here doesn't look exactly the same as this, right? So it depends on what you're going for. I think the Fighters one looks fantastic though. Like if I were to choose one between like this and this, I'd probably go with this one, you know. But yeah, so they made a statement. They said, hello everyone. First of all, I want to thank you all for your support and criticism of my current project. I have noticed most of the feedback regarding the project's results. While some people liked it, more people felt disappointed. My close friend conveyed many of your suggestions and criticisms to me, and at my request, even the sharpest remarks. I promise to continue honing my skills and strive to create works that satisfy everyone. Only when the final results reach the expected standard and show significant improvement will I present them again. Until then, the renderings will remain in their current position as a warning mark for me to improve my work. Thank you all for your support, and special thanks to my close friend ZZ for helping me connect with all of you. Okay, so I'm assuming that the project is probably delayed a bit in contrast to the original pre-order date, although they didn't necessarily say that. They did say, let's see, continue honing their skills. Only when the final results reach the expected standard will they show it again. So yeah, I don't know when they will show it again, or whether the pre-orders have been delayed, or, you know, it's kind of implied that that's the case, but not like explicitly stated. Okay. Then nobody posted this on, it says 2 days ago. I don't know where you got these images from. I couldn't find them on like Courier News or anything. So, but it's a Super Saiyan 3 Bardock being made by SW Studio. And here we go. First image, second image, third, fourth. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm kind of concerned about how that shirt would limit posability, because I mean, it has a lot of sculpt going on. So that's probably going to really affect posability. I don't know. Guess we'd have to see, but I don't know where this is from, like Super Saiyan 3 Bardock in this attire. I don't know. Is that like Dragon Ball Heroes or something? I couldn't tell you. I'm not really, as I said, not really into like, you know, like Dragon Ball Heroes or what if stuff that much. So I don't know where this is from, but the hair does look actually pretty good, and it has like some shading and stuff. The white tips aren't like super strong, although I probably would try to make it, probably try to have like a more subtle gradient, because right now the gradient is a bit strong. But I try to make probably a more subtle gradient between the white tips and the yellow parts of the hair. But apart from that, I mean, and the, you know, the shirt thing, yeah, it looks like a high quality figure. It has like very good shading going on in the pants actually. So I guess we have to see about that. Dun, dun, dun. Another cell bites the dust. Hey, dun, dun, dun. Cancel your pre-order, you must. Woo, dun, dun, dun. Third party you can't trust. Okay guys, I'm just kidding, but it does seem possible that another cell has bitten the dry, nutrient deficient, neglected dust. Okay, now this is not confirmed, not sure if this is legit or the story is wrong. Let me give you the story. Okay, so just someone posted on Reddit here asking if the KW Studio cell has been canceled, okay? And they showed a screenshot here where they asked the store any info on my order, and it's about the KW Studio cell, and the studio says the project has been canceled, please cancel the order. So some people said, like, you know, they could be mistaking this for the RR Studio cell, which was canceled, or the store could be trying to get the person to cancel the order so they could sell it for a higher price. Like basically, like they'll have you cancel, raise the price, and you got to buy it again for a higher price. You know, I don't know. So I have not seen KW Studio say anything about this, or Hobby Model Store, anything like that. If I hear anything about this, any updates on this, find out whether this was like just a mistake or if it really is being canceled, then I'll let you all know. But I mean, I would not be surprised if it is actually canceled, because especially if Bandai is going to make their own cell like this year or next year or something, and they found out about it, you know, because that I think even with Red Leaf Studios, I think someone asked in the comments about like saying they hope it's not canceled, and Zealous Zenkai said it won't be canceled unless Bandai makes their own Janemba, right? So if this is actually canceled, just like RR Studio was, that would make me think that there's a very strong chance Bandai's making their own cell, and they don't want to compete with that, right? Because I mean, if you have a third-party cell, an official cell, many collectors will prefer to have an official cell. I personally don't really care. In fact, oftentimes I prefer to have a third-party figure because it'll be probably better value for your money, more accessories and so on. But some people really like to have an official product rather than like an unlicensed thing, you know? So yeah, if a real cell from Bandai is being made, that would make sense why this could be true, but it's not confirmed. So as I said, I'll let you guys know if I find out anything about this. And that is it for the Dragon Ball figure recap this week. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay updated and stuff like that. I would prefer to have a set time that I release these updates, but it's like sometimes editing these videos takes so much time that I can't really guarantee like, oh, at 6 p.m., you know, like I think the last one was posted at like basically midnight on Saturday, at least Eastern time. On the West Coast, it was still Friday, but it was Saturday on the East Coast when I actually like uploaded the video. So yeah, editing these takes a lot of time. So if you appreciate it, if you appreciate getting the news, getting the updates and stuff like that, be sure to like the video. You know, if you want to get figures, use the links I provide and stuff like that. And you know, thanks for watching, and bye for now.